back to Cooking with Gloria. Today I want to share with you a very delicious Mexican bread. It's called
Cortadillo.
But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. My ingredients: vanilla paste, pinch of salt, baking powder, granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, 6 eggs, vegetable oil, and milk. This is everything we need to make this delicious Mexican bread called
Cortadillo.
So let's get started.
I want to start with my sugar. I have my bowl here, my mixing bowl. I'm going to add the 2 cups of granulated sugar. And to this, I'm going to start cracking my eggs. And you already know me. I try to always crack them on a separate bowl just in case one egg comes out rotten. And I'm going to continue. The total of eggs is going to be 6 eggs. And I'm adding the vegetable oil, the milk, and my vanilla paste. If you don't have vanilla paste, you could add vanilla extract. And now this is done. Let me go ahead and put it on my stand mixer and let's mix it completely until everything really incorporates perfectly. And let me show you that step. It really doesn't take too much when you start seeing everything nice and incorporated. Okay, this is completely done. Now I'm going to continue with my dry ingredients. I have here 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add the baking powder and the pinch of salt. And let me whisk it in and whisk everything in, making sure that I incorporate it completely, because this part is very important. After this, we're going to go ahead and put it through a sifter, and we're going to sift a little bit at a time until we are completely done. And you know something, this step takes a little longer, but this is a very important step. You want your cortadillo to come out so spongy, so fluffy, and this is how. And this step is the one that's going to help you for that cortadillo to come out perfect. Now I'm going to sift it one more time, and now it's going to be directly into my wet ingredients. I'm going to sift it one more time. Like I said, sifting the all-purpose flour and the other ingredients are going to help the bread rise and be nice and fluffy. Okay, once this is done, I'm going to add it to my stand mixer, and we're just gonna mix it around until everything is nice and incorporated. When it's mixing, just make sure that you stop for just a couple seconds and you start cleaning the edges of the bowl, making sure that all the all-purpose flour is completely integrated with the rest of the ingredients. And this is very important. You want to make sure that all-purpose flour is incorporated perfectly. Okay, this is completely done, and now I am ready to prepare my baking dish. I have a glass baking dish, and I'm gonna go ahead and rub some butter right on the bottom and on the sides of my baking dish. This is unsalted butter, just so that the bread doesn't stick to the baking dish and it's easy to come out when I slice it. And now I am ready to add everything in here. I have preheated my oven to 350 Fahrenheit, and it's going to go in the oven for 40 minutes. Once you put it in your oven, make sure that you're not opening and closing your oven. Just put it in there and come back in 40 minutes. And the bread is going to be perfect. While the bread is baking, I have 3 cups of powdered sugar And this is going to be the topping right on top of my delicious bread. I have a little bit of decoration and the food coloring. Now I'm ready to start spooning in the milk to my powdered sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add just a couple of tablespoons, and I'm going to mix it around. If the mixture is still very hard, then I'm going to add a little more tablespoons of milk. I'm adding the food coloring, and I'm going to start mixing. As you could see, I added 4 of them, and now I'm going to add 3 more. And let's mix it one more time, and let's see how it's going to become. You don't want to add too much milk at one time, or else it's going to be very runny, and that's exactly what you don't want. 40 minutes have passed, and look at this. The bread is completely done. You want to make sure that you let your bread rest just for about 30 minutes before you start adding the topping on the top. After the 30 minutes, then let's add the topping on the top, the glazed right on the top, and mix everything around. We want to completely cover all the top of this bread. After that everything is nice and covered, we're going to start adding the sprinkles. This bread, we make it a lot in Mexico. It's a very traditional bread, and everyone knows how to make this delicious bread. Now that I added all my sprinkles, I'm going to start showing you how it looks, and then after, I want to slice it. You want to slice it when it's still a little bit warm, so that when you run your knife right on top of it, you could really cut the pieces perfectly. Look at this. Let me start cutting it, and then through the middle, and then I am completely ready to remove one piece. And look at the piece, really nice and soft, spongy. Look at this. Nice and soft. This just comes out perfect every time. And of course, I can't wait to taste it. Look at this. I am ready for the presentation, and I am ready to taste this delicious cortadillo bread. See you in a little bit.
Done with this delicious Mexican bread cortadilla. It's nice and spongy. The color on the top looks perfect, and it's perfect for Valentine's when the day ends and you want a delicious coffee or a glass of milk with the delicious bread. Well, this is the part I really love and enjoy, tasting my recipes. Let's see how this came out. I wish you were here to taste it with me. Excuse me. You know something? The bread is not sugary. It's really soft and spongy from the inside, and the sugar on the top is just perfect. I hope, my friends, you give it a try. enjoy it with your family like I enjoy it with my family. Excuse me. A very delicious dessert. If you liked and loved my recipe, I invite you to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, share my video on social media with your friends, with your relatives, so Cooking with Gloria keeps growing. Don't forget to push that notification bell, and if you did, leave it activated so every time I make a delicious recipe, yes, you are going to be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I will stay enjoying this delicious
Cortadillo bread.
See you on my next delicious recipe. Bye-bye.